stroll the paddock outfits. There was so much denim, you know, like Lewis had on like this all denim Tommy Hilfiger outfit, which hey good people, it's Kia coming back at you with another F1 video. I'm hiding in my bathroom literally because my son is like, he's verbal now. I mean, he doesn't have any words, but he's literally talking nonstop. So you may hear him in the background, but hopefully not. So it's been a long time since I did an F1 video. I was sick, like whatever this new strain of COVID is that's going around, y'all don't get it. Take your zinc, take your Zicams, take your green tea extract, cortisone, whatever you need to take to not get the COVID. Because even once you kick the COVID, you still have like the cough, which is residual for like 2 weeks. And then just the fatigue, like the fatigue is insane. And I'm really like just now starting to come out of it. And then my son was sick. He didn't have COVID, but he just had like normal baby cold. So it's just been like almost like 6 weeks of illness. So I missed a lot. I missed, what else did I miss? Kimmy, Antonelli being announced. And then promptly putting George's car into the wall. I have so many things to say about Mercedes. We will, you know, come to that later, but it's interesting. I don't know if I'm seeing Kimmy and George like in a similar light. I feel like the guys at Mercedes are so hell-bent on like proving that they're as good or better than Lewis, and that they're just like, they can't see the forest for the trees. And I'll just be so glad when Lewis is out of there. But anyway, we'll get to that. What else did I miss? Oh, and Danny. His unceremonious exit from Red Bull. I mean, we think, you know, he's had so many like 9 lives within F1 that who knows, he could pop up somewhere else. But if not, and he goes to IndyCar, NASCAR, whatever. In America, we are ready to receive him. Danny's always good people. So welcome to America. We're in America. We're in Austin. I really want to go to this Grand Prix. Last year was this year was my first Grand Prix. I went to Miami, so that was my first one. But I know like Austin is like the premier American Grand Prix, and so I really want to go. And I've never been to Austin. Like as a person who, you know, I was born in Harlem, you know, raised in like DC and Atlanta. I've never been to Austin. I've only ever been to Houston. I've never been to Dallas. Like, there's a lot in Texas that I need to explore. But it's so funny, like, when I was watching the arrivals, when the people had on, like, their little, like, paddock, you know, stroll the paddock outfits, there was so much denim. You know, like, Lewis had on, like, this all denim Tommy Hilfiger outfit, which totally made me think about, like, the 90s. I remember I had so many, like, Tommy Hilfiger pieces and Tommy Hilfiger duffel bags and whatnot. So that was cute. And then there was like hella cowboy hats. Hella like 10-gallon hats with like their initials emblazoned on them. They were fresh. Like they were super dope. So yeah, the fashion has definitely been interesting. But so I didn't watch the sprint. I saw that Max won. So I guess kudos to Max. I still, like, I'm not Max's biggest fan by any stretch of the imagination. I feel like, you know, anyway, kudos to Max. And Lando is on pole. Congrats to Lando. And hopefully he can make up the point deficit and win. I would love to see Lando beat Max in the overall Drivers' Championship. And McLaren has made such strides in their car. Like many times, you know, Lando and Oscar are just like putting their foot down and driving away from the rest of the pack. So it would be really great to see McLaren like take those types of strides and to see Lando win. And I think also it would be like it'd be a really great thing for like Lando in terms of mindset. And I think it's something that we all could learn in terms of mindset, because when Lando like started the season, despite his, you know, terrible mindset, he was always like, you know, like downplaying, you know, what he thought the car could do in case he didn't do well, and then he would do well, you know. And I think he like, you know, mind F's himself a lot of the time. But I hope that like over these long breaks that they had towards the end of the season, that he's been able to like do some work and get his mind in the place that it needs to be, because I think that would be a good lesson for him and like for us all in terms of whatever we're doing in our business lives. That mindset is everything, and like what you tell yourself is essentially what you're gonna get. So yeah, we'll see. He's on pole, and also Carlos is looking very racy today. There this weekend, he's looking very racy. So and the Ferraris are looking pretty fast, which gives me hope. But anyway, hopefully, you know, Carlos will be able to end the season on a strong note with Ferrari. And what I've been seeing with Ferrari is giving me hope for Lewis for the future. Now, Lewis, P19. I don't know, and I need, like, if I'm missing something, y'all, hop in the comments and let me know. What happened for him to be P19? I saw, like, on the F1 app, like, they showed, like, he went off out of the white lines and then came back on. Did he just lose 3 or 4 seconds when he went off like that? Is there something going on with his car? I am seeing, you know, some videos popping up on YouTube again about, like, what is Mercedes doing to Lewis? And I just, you know, I on the one hand, like, with mindset, you know, Lewis is operating the car, right? So some of that has to go to Lewis, right? And is his mind in the right place? But I give Lewis grace, and he's a 7-time champion for a reason. So for me, I'm like, okay, well, what is going on with the cars? I think Lewis has, you know, he already knows they're not going to let him shine, right? Because they don't want to look like they gave up. Like, why would you let the 7-time champion walk away from your team, right? So they don't want it to look like that. They do want him to look as bad as possible, I think. And also, like, when they said that he was coming and he wanted more than, like, a 1+1 contract and he wanted to be team ambassador, I don't think Lewis wanted to be team ambassador. Lewis will be like a Mercedes ambassador for the rest of his life because his 7 championships are with Mercedes. I think Lewis wanted to buy into the team. I think he wanted ownership. And I think they were like, hell no. And so I think when they said that, after all that he had done with them, I think that's when he was like, let me go over here to Ferrari. Not that Ferrari will necessarily give him any shares. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know what his package looks like. But if that was just a part of his dream and he wanted to do it before he leaves the sport, it makes, you know, like, after you've been slapped in the face and they're ushering in, you know, George trying to make you look bad, and now Kimi, you know, just trying to prove himself, putting cars in walls. Yeah, you know, I think that Lewis was like, all right, deuces. Honestly, I think that was the best decision he could have made. I just wish that it had not come out so early in the year. Like, I wish that he hadn't really had to say anything about it till, like, now, because it'd be really curious to see, like, what what his season would have looked like had we all not known. It's just been in the offing for far too long, and it's hard to be at a job when you know you're leaving, or when they know you're leaving, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Liam is getting the drive. So there's a lot of controversy about how Danny left and, you know, was he treated well and this and that. You know, I really like Danny, but, like, some of the choices he's made through his career, like, have been questionable to me. And honestly, I think they didn't give him a huge farewell because, like, it's not his first time leaving the team, and you sort of rescued him so many times. But with that being said, you know, Liam being ushered in, I've always thought that Liam deserved a drive. Like, Liam has been incredibly patient, for this drive, and has been incredibly patient, like, helping out Yuki when Yuki first came, and, you know, he stepped in and he drove that time when Danny, I think, broke his hand or whatever, and he showed up and showed out and then didn't get a drive. And, you know, like, I really hope that Liam does well, because I think that he's totally been a team player and he deserves it. And it'll be interesting to see. You know, he's hungry, right? Like, everybody else has been sort of languishing in these Red Bull cars. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Liam is able to pull out. I think he's super focused. He's been ready for this moment. Like, he's on stay ready. So I think that he'll do well, but we'll see. Oh, K-Mag. K-Mag is, like, one of my favorite drivers. I don't even know why. But I just really enjoy him, and he's looking very racy this weekend. So we will see what he's able to do with his car. I don't know that he has a drive for next year. It doesn't seem like he does. Also, like, Valtteri doesn't seem like he has a drive yet. But, and I like Valtteri a lot too. Like, I love like the little Viking people. You know, they're two really interesting characters. Like, seemingly mellow, but, like, they have, like, a lot going on with them. So I love to watch their interviews and stuff during Drive to Survive. So I hope that they both get a drive next year. It would be sad if neither one of them, I think, were in on the grid. But we shall see. But either way, K-Mag for sure is like a very scrappy driver. I love to watch him race, so I'm looking forward to seeing him race this afternoon. So with that, I'm going to take a pause for the cause and watch the race, and then I'll come back and finish this video. Okay, so we're back. It's post-race. I'm still hiding in my bathroom. The wheels on the bus go round and round is playing in my living room. Anyway, the start of the race I thought was really awesome. Maybe just because I'm American, but the national anthem by the Texas Longhorn Singers I thought was so beautiful. And you had the Blue Angels flying over, Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders doing I think that routine is called Thunderstruck. I watched that Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders Netflix special, which was really eye-opening in many ways, good and bad. But they did their Thunderstruck, which was amazing. And then we were off to the race. I remember laughing because they played over the radio where Lewis was like, damn, this is really far back. I mean, here's the thing. Lewis having an off day, to me, would be like, P12, P13. Like, P19 just seems really strange, but we do have to attribute Lewis going into the gravel, partly to him and maybe partly to the car, and the fact that it wasn't set up in the way that he would have wanted, and also, George having the same issue in the same spot previously. It was disappointing. I mean, America is definitely a place for Lewis to shine. Obviously, there's lots of Americans here who love Lewis. All we can say, Lewis fans at this point, all we can say is, Ferrari can't come soon enough. And we can just take solace in the fact that it was a Ferrari 1-2 today. The Ferrari boys were on it. They were disciplined. They were laser-like focused. And they just, Charles Leclerc drove away. I mean, literally just drove away from the pack. It just had an epic race. Congratulations to Charles. I mean, there was a lot of people actually who were racing their asses off today. So we have to give props. George Russell, from the pit to I think P9 is where he ended. George did his good driving today. Colapinto, I think, did some good racing. But I personally, like I was saying before, Liam Lawson, honey, he's ready. Like, Liam, I really appreciate that about Liam. Like, he's not like, I want the opportunity, and then, like, gets the opportunity and fumbles. No. Like, Liam went from the back to P10? What do my little notes say? I think he went to, P10 or P9 or something. I don't know. Yeah. No, he went from 19 to 9, right? And Russell did what? Pit to P6. Okay, so let me get my numbers right. Liam, amazing. That was amazing. I think he will give Sergio's drive. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with Sergio. I know they hate to let him go for all of the merch that he sells, and there's so much of Latin America that reps for him, and I guess he's really the only true Latin American from South America region driver that they have. I know they want to keep Sergio. Maybe someone else will pick him up. It could be before when he was having to leave. Was it called Force India then, or was it something else? I don't remember. But anyway, I think that Liam's going to get his drive. I definitely think that Liam's going to get his drive. So Sergio's going to have to figure out what to do. Yeah, I don't. It was a good race. It was a good race. There was just so much racecraft happening all the way down the track. K-Mag, was doing his good drive. There were so many people who were doing their good driving. So it made it exciting. Because a lot of times, I'm going to tell you the truth. As much as I love F1, especially when the races are off in other places, so it's super early for me, I'll get up and I'll be excited for the first 10, 15 laps, and then I'll fall asleep. When it's just folks just driving, there's no overtaking, I usually pass out, and then I'll wake up for the last 5 to 10 laps of a race. If it's a far Europe race or a Singapore or something like this. So this was in relatively in my time zone. I'm New York time, but relatively in a time zone that I could stay awake. And it was exciting. It was exciting to watch. So I really enjoyed it. We'll look to see what Mexico brings. My best friend is going to the Brazil race. I think she's going to. So hopefully I'll have some intel and fun things to share from her after that race. But anyway, good to be back with y'all. Leave comments. Let me know whatever I got wrong, because of course I'm still a newbie. And we'll see you next time. Peace.